Hey guys, it's Brian from Lean by Doing and Fat American Manufacturing. Recently, I had two friends that I have known through the Jeep industry for years come through and do a lean tour. Their names are Mike, and they are from Globex Manufacturing and Globex Performance in New Jersey. The tour was great. We shot some video, a lot of really good conversations, so I figured I'd throw it into a video and let you guys join in on that and be a fly on the wall. So anyways, I hope you guys find a lot of the information good and a lot of the questions good, and enjoy.
Real quick, we're going to welcome Mike and Mike from Globex. They are around here. You will see them.
I was going to say that. I actually like the idea that if you set up the SOP right, anybody in your shop can run anything that you have, right?
You've done this 100 times. Why aren't you doing it the right way? It's because we haven't told them.
Because we gave them a ship process.
Yeah, 100%.
We were really trying to narrow in, like, there's customers inside the building. They're not just one customer outside the building. If they take care of their shipping department customer, that entails taking care of the customer in the end, right? So all the way through, if they take care of their next customer, then eventually the real customer gets a perfect product.
Respect for people, right?
Mike, do you guys want to come in the bathroom with me?
I'm going to come in and film you guys in the bathroom.
Oh, I'm pretty excited.
That sounds awkward. So anyways, this is what a lean bathroom looks like. You can see we have our cleaning supplies right on the wall. We have a standard work SOP on the wall here that shows actually how to clean it. We have a cleaning schedule. We have 6 bathrooms. This is what every bathroom looks like. You can walk into any one of them and they're going to be like this. 90% of the day, this is what they look like. Sometimes people don't follow the walkaway standard and you may have some water from where they turn the valves off. We just do it. This says right behind you, and that's leave it better than you found it. So the next person that comes in, we're going to make sure we leave it better than we found it. Our basic expectation is you clean up after yourself, and our standard is you leave it better than you found it. So now in the break room, same thing. We have an SOP on the wall that Mike's checking out, and that shows us how to clean the break room. And then over there on the wall, you'll see we have our hosting meeting calendar as well as the schedule for bathroom and break room. And that's visual control. That's something that Morgan put together for us. So you have pictures of each person's shiny, happy little face. Makes it a little more personal. Yeah, someone gave Alex a mustache and a goatee. That's pretty. I don't know that I hate it. Man, he would be pretty rad if he looked like that. We talked about this earlier with visual management, showing what's inside this cabinet. Because if you didn't have that, you walk up here and you're like, what's in the cabinet? What's in the cabinet? Sure, we put all the words on here. That's great, but you can process a picture so much faster than you can process words.
Yeah.
So anywhere you can use pictures, you're gonna get a faster response. Mentally, you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, easy. Oh look, everything matches inside the cabinet. All right, so welcome to our shipping and receiving area. We have our box machine behind us. Everything has QR codes, scannable for Gemba docs. I know you guys are already using Gemba docs.
Yes, definitely.
So that's a great way to deploy it, to actually implement it. If you create the standard, get it out published so people will use the standard. We even have standards on our lifts next door in ShedTech. So how to use the lift, how to operate the lift. Morning meeting area, which you guys saw this morning. And we're using just a Fat American Manufacturing stack rack with a TV on it. It's mobile, it gets out of the way, makes it easy. So you can see here we have inventory in the front bin, and then we have the backup inventory in the back bin. And this is all ready to go. So this is like what they consider like a true 2-bin system.
Yeah, I'm going to move to this because if I showed you my current hardware, it wouldn't be good. It would be bad.
So these are Fat American Manufacturing shipping tables. So these are our standard tables. They have a drawer in the bottom, so you can put some stuff in here, but we tried not to allow them to bury too much stuff in the drawers, right?
Yeah.
But then they have all the stuff. They have their stickers, everything. They have their boxes as needed, tape dispenser, wrap dispenser, their craft paper. So these are really easy tables. If you ever needed a table solution, these are a good option.
Yeah, I like these a lot.
So this is a Kamishibai board, and the way that a Kamishibai board works is you have daily, weekly, monthly tasks. In this department, these are all the things they have to do daily. These are all the things they need to do weekly, and you can see they even broke it down to where we do this on Monday, we do these on Monday, Wednesday, we do this on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And just looking at this, it would tell me that we have an issue because the Thursday task didn't get done. So anybody can help. So you could easily walk by this and say, why is this done? Well, I'll just sweep underneath the pallet racking and PC carts. So I can tell you why they didn't do this, because we're actually in the process of tearing down for this Kaizen event. So there's really no sweeping involved because the racks are like half torn down. Here we have our SOPs created per day, so that we're trying to keep track of this. I'll just caution you to doing things manual, because like we always want to like automate.
Yeah.
But you have to like earn the right to automate.
Fair enough.
Because you want to build the habit of them walking over here and the accountability to do this. Because as soon as it becomes automated at your computer,
you just press the button.
Yeah, right.
I want my whole team to be able to build the, like they're the ones doing the job. Like I want them to assemble the SOP. I'll look at it, make sure it makes sense. But like I want everyone to be able to do that. I think it creates good team culture.
Yeah.
Right. Like everyone feels like their opinion matters.
Yeah. So what we're looking at here are bolt packs and a 2-bin that we actually just split 1 bin in half. So you can see we have a divider in the middle that and then we have the covers that have the Kanban cards over the top. So that way, if they want to get to the inventory, they have to pull this, and then in that point, they can pull this to pull it forward like that. Then this thing can go right back on top after it's done. Now, the way we have been doing it is on this pallet racking behind us. It's super inefficient, so this is kind of the direction we're going.
I really like this a lot. I like a lot. I like this one.
Historically, as regular businesses, we blame people for everything. So-and-so can't do their job. Instead, it's a process problem. I didn't train them, they don't understand it, or the process is difficult.
Yeah.
And you have to get to that real root cause, because if you want them to do this correctly, you should put an effort into showing them how to do it. And then also giving them the why. Why do I want to do this correctly? Because you don't want to come here and run out of inventory.
Yeah, of course.
This is how we're keeping track of all of our inventory. This one, for example, it's saying that we order win 2 and we'll create 2 more. And you can see I have 1.
Yeah.
So this card should be pulled, right? And this is just the thing where we're trying to get everybody to understand it. But when you pull this off on the back of this card, I have a scan, and this scans into our Radan software. So it goes through a spreadsheet, and then Bryce can upload it, and it pulls all the kits right into our layout software. Okay. And then this one here is our packaging SOP. So when the Kanban card returns here, they can scan it, and then just start boxing it.
Oh, I like
And then
that.
they can print the label and they can put it right back on the shelf, put the card right back on the shelf. So that's another issue. Like, I could be like so mad, like someone didn't pull this Kanban card. Or alternatively, we're still trying to seed the inventory.
Yeah.
Right? And there may be, Bryce may have already cut this stuff. It could be on a cart over here. You know what I mean? Because we're trying to fill the inventory because we didn't have any of it. Why is it like this? Why is it, why? And eventually you get to the real problem. The real problem could be, well, we're aware of it and we were trying to fill the Kanban level back up to where it should be. Instead of being mad, like, you guys need to pull this card or you're fired. Especially you, Hannah. So here's an entire different way to handle Kanban. The bin is the traveler. So this whole bin, card, everything goes back to production. And as each goes through each part of the process, it's getting done. And the reason we did that is, have all these parts, and we would have to sort them up here, and they would get mixed up or whatever. Sometimes we would make too many lefts and not enough rights. And so now, as they're going through the shop, the brake press guy is bending them right into here. The welding department's welding them and putting them right back in here.
Yeah.
Powder coating is powder coating them and putting them right back in the bins. So this is a good way if you have a certain product that you need to just return.
Yeah.
And this is a great way. Just build bins, let the bins travel, and then when the bin shows back up to your lathe, you have to make that part. And then you're not worried so much about the card, as you previously were talking about, because the card travels with the bin.
I love the visual cues in there.
Yeah.
Right? So like if he's making, he won't accidentally make too many lefts, right? Because it's obvious then. I love that.
Bin behind it that has the same one in it. So this is a Kaizen station. You have to give them things to be able to do improvement. They can't just make improvements from nothing. We have common things, magnets, hooks, GPS tape so they can color code their work areas, Velcro dots, zip ties, Kaizen foam, cutting parts, paint so they can color code stuff. Tape, like floor tape. This is like a 2-sided tape. You can stick Kaizen foam to stuff. But you want to give them things that they can actually make the small improvements.
Yeah.
And this is a great way to do that.
Welcome to production.
I can't hear you. So one of the things we had to change, every one of these used to be a silo. So they would go in, do their own work, and come out. Now, each one of them builds a part of the process. So the bumper starts here, goes to the next step, goes to the next step, finished bumper comes out. So on a 3-hour bumper, every hour, we get a bumper out. These are the FIFO lanes they were talking about, first in, first out.
Yeah.
So these are the next jobs that have to go into fab. And they started to write on them. So that one says a 1, that's a 1-person cell. That one says 3, that's a 3-person cell. And then it also tells how many points it's worth.
Do you think it would be better to just make the numbers color coded so they just know that green is one?
Eventually, yeah. You don't want to use green, red, and yellow.
Oh,
Stop, go, and yellow is caution, right?
Yeah. So these are all of our robot fixtures, and in the robot fixtures we have QR codes for them to run it. Oh, I love that. We took Kevin Bradshaw out of marketing, and he's been running the robot for weeks at this point. I was gonna say that. I actually like the idea that if you set up the SOP right, anybody in your shop can run anything that you have, right?
So the person that's been doing it for 20 years and has all these skills, that's the person that needs to create the SOP.
Yes.
And if they create the SOP, they're giving all of that knowledge to the people that need to come into it. So they don't have some like magic that somebody else doesn't have. They just need to document it. So this is our powder coating area. Some of the things they've been working on is their workflow. Before they would run all their racks empty, and then at the end of the day they would empty them here, and then every day there's a restart. And what they were figuring was it would take them about 2.5 hours to get the work restarted.
Oh, wow.
So now what they do is they actually just stage and run, and then wherever they stop, they just leave it.
Oh, okay.
So the next day, they come in, and they already have stuff ready to go to the oven, they already have stuff ready to go to powder, and then they can just pick right back up.
And there's something that can deteriorate overnight, like where,
Yeah.
oh, now I have to clean this again.
Right, if they have something painted, they'll leave it in the paint booth with the doors closed until the next day to put it in the oven. They won't put like painted parts out here to wait. So that's the only real exception, but they've done a really good job of figuring out their workflow, and it's kind of them figuring it out on their own.
That was really good. Like 2 people, instead of having one person, pull it out and then go over there and pull that out and then move that in. Like that was really well done.
In here you'll see they have standards posted, like right in the wash booth right there. Right over here they have their standards. So Travis prefers to have them printed and hung up, which you were talking about before, because a lot of times they have gloves on.
Okay.
And to take their gloves off, to pull their phone out, to figure out how to wash that isn't the best process for them. So they like to have them printed and just on the wall. It's totally fine. Just a magnet from the Kaizen table and right
Stick
up
it
onto
on
the
there.
wall. They have videos in here, so you can actually just scan this and it'll pull up the video and you can watch the video on how to do it.
I really like
great.
that. Yeah.
So that's kind of how they manage to manage their implementation of their standard work. This thing is the mightiest tool to a lean implementation ever.
Over the years, this is going on for a decade probably, of, well, is that procedure? But we're asking someone, you've done this 100 times, why aren't you doing it the right way? It's because we haven't told them.
Because we gave a shit process. Yeah, 100%. We were really trying to narrow in, like, there's customers inside this building. They're not just one customer outside the building. And the customer inside the building is just as important as the customer outside the building. If they take care of their shipping department customer, that entails taking care of the customer in the end, right? So all the way through, if they take care of their next customer, take care of the next customer, then eventually the real customer gets a perfect product.
Respect for people, right?
Yeah. So this is our tech center, if you will. It's where we do all of our R&D. Here's our housekeeping boards. These are the bougie ones.
The bougie ones.
With the wraps on them. So Morgan just printed and wrapped that one with all of our logos and stuff. And then the non-bougie ones over here that don't have wraps, they just have shadows. That's our marketing one. So those are all the products that are in the process of getting launched onto our website and the things that are required to get there.
Are you running this on like
It's
Google
just
Sheets?
It's a Google Sheet, yeah. And then it's using a Raspberry Pi to recall it and refresh it. But yeah, that's our printer right there, and then this is the cutter for that. And
I think it's something we need again. There's benefits and drawbacks.
right.
For sure.
For us in Lean, it's been great because we can do stuff like this quickly.
I was just looking at that actually.
But if you don't have this is another thing we're messing with. This is printed magnet.
Oh, interesting.
So then all of our bolt pack part numbers, everything can just be printed out right there in a
Streamlines
magnet.
the process. You're not laminating, gluing magnets on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know what's funny with the dirty and clean rags? I do this to my techs all the time because like when I'm in their bays and I need a rag real quick, they just have buckets. And I'm like, which one's the dirty ones and which ones are the clean ones, man? They're like, well, you just can't tell. I'm like, no, I actually can't tell.
Here's our
Oh, yeah, that's
clean and dirty
Yeah,
rag
I like that, yeah.
setup.
Yeah, my guys just take 5-gallon buckets. It's just like random as hell.
So these are the bins that you saw in shipping earlier with the components in them already.
Okay.
And so they're just going to follow their way through. They're going to end up in a welding booth and then eventually end up to powder coat.
I like the workflow. Like, that's really, really well done.
Yeah, it wasn't like this when we started. We had to move this, we had to move equipment to kind of make the workflow work. Historically, we always put stuff up on shelves,
Yeah.
which we're not doing anymore. We're going to more of like what's getting made is going straight through. So it's kind of a straight flow of work.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense. It just feels right then.
This is what we're calling a turn back board. And we borrowed this idea from another lean company.
Okay.
And what you're doing is you're actually documenting your issues. So a turnback is anything that stops workflow.
Yeah, I like this. I'm going to use this one for sure.
So this is our tube bender. And at the tube bender, you're going to notice that everything's color coded.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes it super easy. On the rack over here, if the tube is on the red, it gets all the red tooling. If it's on the green, it gets all the green tooling, and so on. Also on the rack, we're controlling the Kanban level by actually making locations for the material.
Yeah.
We need 8 of these tubes, that's how many we're holding.
I love the color-coded setup. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it makes life super easy. I didn't touch on this back there, but these are the bins that travel. So the Kanban cart stays in at all times. This will go and sit next to fabrication. They'll pull from it until it's empty. Then they'll return the bin to the saw. They'll cut the blanks. They'll come in here, they'll machine them, and it goes right back out.
How do you guys handle like tooling and stuff like that? Do you guys have that on Kanban yet?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's the second version of our what they call Minomi carts. Minomi means peanut without a shell.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So a peanut without a shell is basically packaging met internally, essentially, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to ship it to the customer on a Minomi cart,
Yeah.
but we can use the Minomi cart to run parts through. We have products that need to stand up because they're long.
Okay, yeah. That
So
makes sense.
we'll stand them upright in here, and then these shelves, if we don't need to, we can pull the shelf,
Yeah.
and then they can use, all the shelves.
Yeah.
We're
That's
trying to
fine.
present the product to each department the way they need to receive it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right now, as you'll see, stuff stacked up on top of each other.
Yeah.
So the operator then has to unstack it all to process it, and then they restack it all, and then the next person has to unstack it.
Yeah.
So by doing this, it gives us enough space, and then we'll get rid of all the racking, and we'll just have lanes of these carts. And they'll just roll the cart right over, work right off the cart to the next cart, and then the cart will head on.
Yeah, I mean, all of this is really just teaching me how to be efficient, right? That's
Yeah.
really what it is. And you don't really know how. It's crazy how it doesn't feel like at the time when you're setting this stuff up. Maybe it's because you just don't know. And I'm like, yeah, like I would do this way too, right? But like when you talk about what you're doing currently, I'm like, wow, that makes so much more sense. Like, it just does. Even that was like where they load it up, and then as it comes to the stand,
Yeah.
it goes the right way. I love that.
Putting thought into what you're doing every day instead
Yeah.
of just working.
Yeah, doing the same thing, right? Because that's just the way you did it.
Yeah, and that's the unutilized talent aspect of the waste, right? The unutilized talent is just having people just come to work and do it the way they've always done it.
Yeah.
Instead, they're no longer just an operator, but they're a process engineer.
Yeah.
They need to make the job better as they go every day. So when they show up here, they're challenged because in a lot of ways, we don't have that autonomy outside of work,
Yeah.
right? We might have like a really strict family life and stuff where we don't have the ability to just choose and do whatever we want. So then you come to work and it's like a play date where you get to just, you mean I can create and do whatever I want? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's really freeing for people.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. I talked to my guys. I had a meeting with a couple of my guys. We talked about that. And I was like, just imagine, like, like your input really affects the whole business. Like you can make a change. And,
Yeah.
And it's super empowering and creates a good culture for sure.
Well, I certainly appreciate you guys coming by.
No, thank you so much. This was incredible. Incredible.
Hopefully you guys have a lot of takeaways you can take home with you.
Yeah, I'm going to take a lot of this. I'm going to use a lot of this back at our place. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.